Okay, so we're doing a warm-up here, and we're looking at correcting sentences that have comparisons in them. And then at the bottom, I asked you to put your homework sentences on here. If you're not in this video chat and you're just watching the video, then you need to email me your homework sentences and I'll check them. Okay, so let's go ahead and check what we've got. Oh my God. Walter, you got like 4 sentences about Euless. Okay. Um, okay, so letter A. We're looking for any mistakes. It says, my house more larger than my neighbor house. Okay, we're missing a couple of things here. First of all, we're missing a verb. We need to make sure we have a subject and verb. So Walter and 2, you guys added the is, and then Amani, I think this is your sentence here. Yeah, don't forget to capitalize the first letter of the sentence and put a period at the end. But that's the first correction. Yes, we need to add a verb. Okay, so good job with that. My house is. Now, can we put more and an ER? Can we put
No.
more and an ER adjective? No, we cannot.
No.
Yeah. Good. So we take off that. Okay. So we've got our ER adjective. And by the way, I'm looking at, if you need help with this structure, we're looking on page 233. Okay. So we've got my house is larger than, so that part is correct. We've got the subject, we've got a verb, comparative adjective, and then we have a than. Okay, so the problem also with this one is we get to the my neighbor house. This is a challenge for a lot of students because the subject over here is a possessive, my and then house. So we need to make sure that we have a possessive on the right side as well. Now, my is possessive, but it's not my house, right? It's the house belongs to the neighbor. So we need to make sure that we make neighbor into a possessive. So we're going to put apostrophe S.
Oh.
Yep. So Walter got that one correct. Good job. And then Amani, you almost got it correct, but I think you forgot the little apostrophe. So I'm going to add that in for you. Okay. Anybody have questions about that one?
No.
So 2, do you understand now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So be careful about your possessives. And there is a note on, let's see, on page 239. If you look at chart 9-4, page 239, it gives you a little bit more information, another example with a possessive. Okay, let's look at letter B. Sam works harder than I do work. Okay, this one is called finishing the comparative correctly. And the first part is good. Sam works harder than. The second part we need some help with. And this is what we're going to do today in our lesson is we're going to practice ending the sentence correctly. So let's see what you guys put. Walter, you said Sam works harder than I do. Yes. That is one way to do it. There's actually 3 ways that we could do this. So that's one way. So what did he do? He put the subject, I, and just the auxiliary, do. Okay? That's one way to finish the comparative sentence. And then 2, you put Sam works harder than, oh, you said Sam works hard than me. Okay, but remember, if we're using than, we need to have a comparative,
Okay.
a comparative adjective. Okay? Do you see that too?
Yes.
Okay. So now it's correct. Yes, you can use just the object pronoun. Okay. Raise your hand, click on the raise your hand button if you know the difference between the subject pronouns and the object pronouns. Subject pronouns and object pronouns. Raise your hand if you know the difference. Nobody? You remember the
pronouns, object pronoun. Object
yeah.
is me and subject is Sam.
Yes, that is correct. But what about pronouns? Because Sam is not a pronoun.
Subject.
Look at the top of the screen. Maybe this can help you remember. Subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Those are going to be on the left side of the verb. Okay? You remember I said on Walter, your sentence, you put than I do. So you put a subject I, and then you put the auxiliary verb do, right? That
Yeah.
is correct. What to did was she used an object pronoun. So what are the other object pronouns that we could also use like to did?
Our,
They,
their,
her, him,
his,
our, us,
her,
our.
His? No, not his. His is
Him,
possessive.
him,
Him.
him,
her,
him,
Right.
hers.
us.
Yeah, look at the top. You guys got most of them. It's me, you, him, her, it, us, them.
Them.
So you and it are both object pronouns and subject pronouns, and it. But all of the rest of them are different. So I is subject, me is object. He is subject, him is object. Okay? Oh, you said her, Walter, didn't you? I was thinking possessive. It's also a possessive. Yes, her is object pronoun. So I can say Sam works harder than her. Sam works harder than them. Sam works harder than me, right? As long as I'm using an object pronoun right here, that would be correct.
Okay.
So far you can see two options. I can use subject with auxiliary or just an object pronoun or any object. It could be a person's name. Okay. Sam works harder than Amani. Sam works harder than the teacher. Those are okay too. Okay, so that's two structures that we can use. I'm giving you guys the first part of our lesson today so you can see. This is on page 239. 239 in box 9-4. Okay, any questions about those two? The two that we just looked at with Sam. Okay, so Amani, I see your sentence too. Just make sure you're capitalizing the I. I think I've told you that before, Amani. I think I mentioned that before, but I don't remember. So,
Right. Yeah, you told me.
I tell you once, I tell you twice, and that's it. Okay? No, I'm kidding. So, Amani, yours is good
And
too.
I forgot.
Okay. But there's one more way, guys. There's one more way that we could write this sentence. Does anybody know the other way?
Using either?
No.
No.
No, no, leave that back in chapter 8. We're not going back
Okay.
to either.
Okay, okay.
No, that's a good guess, but no. Okay, let me go up to this sentence here, and I'm going to cross out the auxiliary and the main verb. Sam works harder than I. Sam works harder than I. This one is correct. So basically what we did was we just put a subject pronoun, okay? Now, remember I just told you, hey, put the object pronoun, then me, right? But in this situation, it is okay to use just a subject pronoun. But if you look in your book on page 239, okay. Look what it says in the first at the top of the box. It says in formal English, a subject pronoun follows than. Okay? That's what I just did right here. The subject pronoun I comes after than. Now, what does it say? I want you to underline that. In formal English. So I'm going to type right here, formal. This is the formal way to do it. Formal means we probably do not do this when we're talking with friends, when we're, texting. We usually do this one over here that two did. Sam works harder than me. We like to use the object pronoun. That one is more common in everyday English. The formal way is mostly in writing or, maybe if you're trying to be formal or some kind of formal speech. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Okay, so that's 3 ways to do the same thing, basically. We're just comparing. We're finishing the comparison, but we're doing it in a short way. Very common to do this in English, so good. Okay, guys, let's check your sentences. Let's see what kind of damage you did to the English language. I'm just kidding. Okay, my country is smaller than the United States, but its capital is as big as. Good. 2, I have to give you a big clap for this one. You've got all the right words in all the right places. So this is good. The only thing that I'm going to change is I'm taking off the. Because when we have the name of a city
Okay.
and it's capitalized, we do not need to say the city. Like I don't say I live in the Fort Worth city. Okay, so we don't need the and we do not need city.
Okay.
Okay, good. Very good. And then it says my ESOL English class is worse than the ESL class. And the TSI test is the worst. Thank you, too, for letting me know your thoughts and feelings about TCC and the testing. Okay, good. So you used a superlative and you used a comparative. The only thing we don't need is this extra space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that little extra space there. Is worse than the ESL class. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's go to Walter's sentences. Euless, now, I asked you to compare your hometown. Were you born in Euless?
No.
Were you born in Dallas?
No.
No.
We don't have anything about your hometown here. That's okay, though.
Okay.
Okay, we're just comparing 2 cities. That's fine. So Euless is smaller than Dallas. Good. Dallas is not as quiet. Good, you spelled it correctly. As quiet as Euless. Yes, good. This is perfect. You put the words in the correct place. We got subject, we have a verb, we've got the comparison words. Not as quiet as. And notice that adjective you used, you did not add the ER, right? We don't need to put quieter, or we don't need to use more because we already have the as. And then, yeah, you use smaller with than. That is correct. Okay, good. The second one, Euless is not quite as big as Fort Worth. Euless is not nearly as big as Los Angeles. Good. And then the los, I should say in Spanish, needs to have a capital L. Okay, that one looks great. And then Euless is not the most beautiful city in Texas. Euless is cheaper than New York. Okay, these are good. They're good too. I understand your meaning, but we probably will not say that Euless is cheaper because the city is not cheaper. It's things in the city.
Okay.
Or you could say, what did you say too?
I say living in US is cheaper than New York.
Yes, yes. You could say living in Euless is cheaper than living in New York. Or you could say things in Euless. Or merchandise in Euless is cheaper than in New York. Yeah, that's good. And then Euless is less expensive than Chicago. Yeah, things in Euless are less
Cheaper.
expensive. Yeah, are cheaper or are less expensive. Okay, good job.
I could use my hometown, but any of you is gonna know the numbers of my city.
None of you are going to know?
Yes.
Yeah,
can
but
use-
that's okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a
Next
big deal.
time I will do it.
Okay, next time you'll follow the directions. Okay, good. That's good
Okay.
to know. We'll have some compliance here. Okay, thank you. Those are good sentences, Walter. And let's look at Amani's sentences. Fort Worth is not as big as Dallas. Good. Tanzania has the largest lake in Africa and the third largest lake in the world. Nice.
Have a capital.
Oh my gosh, another one. Dar es Salaam is more crowded than Fort Worth. And I know you're going to capitalize the name of my city, aren't you? Fort Worth. These are all good, Amani. Dar es Salaam. Is that the name of a city? Amani, are you there? I think his reception is low. Okay. That's good. Yeah, his reception is low. He got cut out. Okay. Good job, guys. Any questions about these?
Can you hear me now? No?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, I said that's the capital.
How do you say it?
Dar es Salaam.
Oh, wow. Is that a like an Arabic or Muslim name for the city? Because it has salam in it. Do you know, Amani? Oh, his reception is low. Okay, never mind. Okay, guys, we need to go on to our homework. So let's check our homework next.
Teacher, you have just
Yeah.
told him to capital the forward. Forget the capital, everything.
Yes, yes, you're right. And he changed it.
I just help him.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's check our homework. Open your books And look at exercise 2. Yeah, start with exercise 2 on page 230. Exercise 2, page 230. Okay. Number 2. Number 2. 2. Can you do number 2?
Yes, number 2. Glass 3 is not nearly full. A glass 2.
Okay, remember when you're using as, you have to have it 2 times.
Is not. Is not. Is not. Is not. At.
So where do we put the second as?
Oh, as. Okay. So glass 3 is not nearly as full as glass 2.
Good. And make sure when you're saying glass, we got to pronounce that, the last S. Glass.
Glass 3 is not nearly as full as glass 2.
Glass 2.
Glass 2.
Good job. Good job. Okay, that is correct. Not nearly as. Okay, and guys, when I zoom in on this answer, can you see the letters? Can you see it clearly?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm
No.
trying to think I don't know why, Walter.
Bigger.
It's so big to me now, but we're
I'm gonna
right.
send you a screenshot.
I don't know why it's not getting big on the screen you have because I'm zooming in. But for you it stays small?
Yes.
That's so
Walter, you
weird.
can use control and the plus to make it bigger on your laptop, or if you use a MacBook, you can make your 2 fingers to make it bigger.
Yeah, maybe it's that. I don't understand why 2 can see it big
But
and
it is
yeah.
on 100%.
You can use the control on your keyboard, control and the plus. You know about that? Control first and the plus, and they make the view 150 125.
That's
You
interesting. Okay, well, we'll try to get it for you there. I don't know why your screen won't show it big. It's kind of strange. Okay, let's go. So number 2, not nearly as. Not nearly as. Okay. And Walter, what did you put for number 3?
Glass 1 is just as full as glass 2.
That is correct. Just as. Just as goes in the blank. Yes. Okay. And Amani, it looks like your reception is kind of bad today, but do you want to answer number 4? If you're with us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What did you put for number 4, page 230? Nope, we can't hear you.
That's box A, right?
I don't know what you said.
My reception is bad.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's bad today. I
Can
don't know
you
why.
can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yes.
Now it's good, right?
Oh,
No, we didn't hear your answer. Okay. Number 4 is almost as or not quite as.
now I understand too. Thank you.
Oh, you know,
Okay.
understand now?
Yeah, yes.
Maybe.
Okay, good. Good. We got Walter back on board with us here. That's
Yes.
good.
It took me
Walter
3
is
weeks.
in compliance again. Yes.
Good, we study. It's all.
Yeah, thank you too for giving him the hint. Okay, so let me read the rest of these for you guys. So number 4, almost as or not quite as. Number 5, not nearly as. Number 6, just as. And number 7, almost as or not quite as. Yeah. Okay, good. Any questions? You can just ask, or we're going to go to the next one.
The next one.
Yeah, let's go to exercise 10,
Exercise 10. Yes.
page 236. Okay, so for exercise 10, page 236. 2, what did you put for number 2?
Number 2, good, better, and the best.
Good. The best. Yeah, good,
best.
better, the best. Okay, Walter, what about number 3?
Lazy, lazier, the laziest.
Yes, correct. And notice the spelling changes on lazier. We use an I instead of the Y.
Yes.
Okay, good. And Amani, if you're there, you can share an answer, but I don't know. Okay, let's do number 4. Number 4, hotter, the hottest.
Yes.
And down at the bottom of your page, page 236, it gives you a little note about the spelling. Because we have a one-syllable adjective that ends with consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay, so we have hot has a consonant H, vowel O, consonant T. So in that case, we need to double the last letter.
Consonant.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. Number 5, we do not double the last letter because it ends with a vowel, vowel, consonant. So we do not need double T on number 5. So number 4, hotter, the hottest. Number 5, nearer, the near. Wait. Oh, I thought it was an R. 5, neat, neater, the neatest. The neatest. Okay. And number 6, late, later, the latest. Number 7, happy, happier, the happiest. Check the spelling on that on your screen here. Make sure you have the I. Yep. And number 8, dangerous, more dangerous, the most dangerous. Okay, 2, can you tell me why for number 8 we have to use more and most? Because the other ones we didn't use more or most.
Let me remember. I see that look like they have more than three vowel. So you don't need to ask the EA or IES. Look like a dangerous. We have three. How can we call about that?
3 syllables.
Syllable. The 3 syllable more. We no need to add the ER or IES. We just must the more and the most. Remember like that.
Yes, that is correct. It's because dangerous is a long adjective.
Long
So
adjective.
it's long. It's got lots of letters in it. So we're going to use more for comparison and the most for the superlative. Yeah, you're correct. Okay, number 9. The answer is more slowly, the most slowly.
Why? Because
we cannot use er on slowly. Like we don't say slowlier.
Because
Okay.
this is an adverb.
because the end
This
up
is
with
an
the
adverb.
ly.
Right. It has a ly, so we cannot change the ly. We never take off that ly if it's an adverb. We cannot put the er like slowlier. If we want to use the adjective slow, we can say slower. But this is an adverb. It tells how you do something. So we have to have the ly and we cannot put the er.
Yes.
And if you need more help with that, go to page 235 in the box and look at the difference between the adverbs at the bottom and the adjectives at the top. Okay, they are different in form there. Okay, let's keep going. Number 10, more common, the most common. Number 11, friendlier, the friendliest.
Yes.
Number 12, more careful, the most careful. Number 13, worse and the worst. And 14, you can put farther, further, and the farthest, the furthest.
Yes.
All right, if you have a question, you can raise your hand and I'll call you. Walter, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, and number 11, friendly. Can I use more friendly or the most friendly?
The most friendly. Yes, actually, there is a little exception in for adjectives that have ly. Adjectives that have ly, like
Yes,
friendly.
I think this is one of them.
Yes. And I'm trying to see if we can find a rule for that. Does it say it in your book?
Let me check. I
I
think
don't see the little rule. But yes, there is for two-syllable adjectives that end with y, you can choose to use er or use the more one. So friendlier or more friendly are both correct.
okay.
But I don't see the grammar rule for that, so you might have to Google it if you want to know more about that one. It's one of the irregular spellings. Yeah, I don't see anything about it. So yes, so you're correct. Anybody else have a question here?
No.
All right, let's continue with checking our homework. Exercise 12 is the next one. Exercise 12, page 237.
Listening.
Okay, this was listening practice. So how did you guys do? Was this difficult?
No.
No, I
Good,
think
okay.
so.
Good, yeah, well, we'll see. What did you put for number 1, Walter?
Younger.
Yeah, that's good. And 2, what about 2?
Toilet. Number 2, toilet.
Good, tallest, okay. So far, so good. So number 1, younger, 2, tallest, 3, happy,
Yes.
4, happier, 5, older,
Older.
Yes.
6, funniest,
Funniest.
Yes.
7, hard. 8, hard. Hard.
yeah, 7 and
hard.
8 are both hard. Good.
Are both hard? No,
Yes.
just the 7.
No, they're
Oh.
both
Oh,
hard.
8 is hard too. I put harder. Look, I made a mistake.
Yeah, a little
Number
listening mistake
8,
there.
you missed that a number 8. Number
I'm gonna
8.
listen it again.
Sure.
Okay, that's a great idea to go back and listen, see if you can hear it.
Yeah, because I know the answer now.
Yeah.
Maybe you confuse number 8. Number 8 you easy confuse, but that's a hard, not a harder.
Okay, let's do exercise 13 next.
13,
Okay.
number 2.
Our last
13.
one. Number 2 is B,
Number 2.
further.
Number 2 is B.
13.
Further. Yes.
And number 3 is B, further.
7, 5, way 2007.
Can I use number A?
Letter A.
Letter A? Or can I use both?
To further.
No, you cannot use both because the meaning is additional.
B.
I have
The
no
meaning is
further
additional.
use. Yes.
And number 1, you can use both because the meaning is like a long way or distance.
4.
So number 4, can I use both?
Yes.
No, number 4 is B.
A and B kìa.
B
Wait. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I was looking at 15. I was looking at exercise 15. I was like, nope, it's B. And I even circled it here and I still missed it. Okay. Yes, number 4, you can do both. That's
Oh,
distance.
that's correct.
Farther and further. Can you guys say these? Can you pronounce them farther and further?
Farther, further.
Further.
Okay, 2. Can you try both of them?
Huh?
Farther and further.
Farther, further.
Okay, good.
Not good. I have problem with the.
Yes, I know. The
Yes, you say good. Like I say not tell the truth.
Okay, yes. And Fei Young is with us. Good morning.
You
Good
try.
morning.
Morning,
Good
Fayong.
morning, everyone.
You're early today, or maybe we're just really late. We're still checking.
Checking the homework.
Okay, so we are on page 237, and we're looking at number 5. Number 5 can be A or B, farther and further.
Yes.
Number 6 is B, further.
Further.
And number 7 is A and B.
Oh, it can be both. And further.
What
Each.
number 3 we cannot use farther.
Number 3.
Yes.
So,
Okay, because it means additional. We're not talking about distance in number 3.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about additional. So only further has the meaning of additional and distance.
Okay.
But
further,
farther
distance,
with the A only means distance.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, good. Anybody else have a question on this one?
No.
May I have a question?
Yes, go ahead.
So, is further can use all situation that father can use? Because when I do the practice, like when the sentence is describing a distance,
Yes.
we can use both father or further.
Yes.
And when I describing additional situation, and we can only use further.
Yes.
So you're correct. If you can use farther, then you can also use further.
Yes.
So yes, you're right about that.
So when we take a test, we just use further. So much sure.
Well, on the test, they should not give you, like, if they're talking about distance, they're not going to give you farther and further and ask you to pick one. Because if both of them are correct, they will not ask you to just pick one.
Okay.
Unless they say, okay, option A and B, is one of the choices, like to choose both of them. So they will not basically ask you like in a confusing way on the test, okay?
Yes.
Okay, guys, good. Let's go to page 239. And if you remember in the warm-up today, I already explained the box there on completing a comparative. We talked about 3 ways to complete a comparative. Okay, who can remember? Let's review for Fei Young really quickly. What are the ways that we can complete a comparative? So that means like if I have a sentence, oh, this is, hold on, let me zoom out here. If I can. Oh no, it's huge. Okay.
The first one look like we compare two things the same, as big as.
Oops, I'm trying to do chapter 8.
Oh, chapter 8.
Oh yes, my sister. Yeah, I don't remember.
Like this one. Fei Young works harder than, and we talked about 3 different ways that we can
Oh.
complete this.
Yes,
Then
in a
I.
formal way, with just a subject, with an object pronouns, and with a subject and an auxiliary verb.
Okay, so we can do the formal way and just put I. Fei Young works harder than I. We could also just put the subject,
I
whatever
do.
subject, I, you, he, she, and then the auxiliary.
I do. Then
Okay, good. And we have a third option, which is more common. And what is that one?
me.
Object pronouns, me.
Yeah, object pronouns, me, him, her. Fei Young works harder than I. Fei Young works harder than I do. Fei Young works harder than me. All of these are correct. Oh, thank you for moving that. But my favorite option is an object pronoun. That one is the most common. In everyday English, okay? So let's do a quick practice. I want you guys, let's see. I still don't know if Amani has reception or not. He's in and out all the time. Amani, are you with us now? I see your reception bars and it's kind of down a little bit. Yeah, every time you click on your
Yes.
microphone, it goes down. Okay, Amani, can you do number 2? Number 2 in exercise 17. And then Fei Young, can you do number 3? We're just going to do a couple just to practice for a moment, okay?
Okay.
Exercise 17. So what is number 2 going to be?
Very thirsty. She feels that she thinks most of the other girls in school are far more popular than her.
Fei Young, your voice has changed so much.
Oh.
It's like a accent. I don't know what happened.
Sorry, I'm trying to open my text.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
lucky me.
239.
Yeah, we're
239.
on 239. We're looking at exercise 17.
Okay. Yeah. I print these pages, but I didn't print that after 38. Yeah. So I'm trying to open my e-text.
Okay, no problem. We can come back to you if you want. Walter, can you give us number 2?
Yes. Peggy or Piggy.
Peggy. Piggy is like the animal. We
Piggy
want to say
is 13
Peggy.
and she
Mhm.
feels Peggy is 13 and she feels sad. She thinks most of the other girls in school are far more popular than her.
Good. Her. So this is the object pronoun. This is the most common way to finish a comparative. So we're just doing the short finish, the quick finish to a comparison sentence. Okay, good. And Who did I ask to do number 3? I forgot. Was that Amani? I don't remember who I asked. Who wants to do number 3? Either 2
I can
or
do it.
you already did one, Walter. Let's see if another
Okay.
person.
The kids can live as happy box, but Mr. L-shaped can. He's stronger than us.
Are you included in that sentence? Look at the first part. It says the kids. So that's them. That's like,
Oh, can
yeah, it's
he's
not including
stronger
you.
than them.
Yeah. So here's what we can do to help us in the sentence. Look at the first part. Are we talking about yourself or are we talking about other people? And we're talking about the kids.
The
Mhm.
kids.
He's stronger than them.
Yeah.
He's stronger than the kids. Okay, good. How do you guys feel about this? Is this pretty simple or do you need more help?
Now understand.
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, let's do another one that turn your page to page 240.
240?
Yeah, I'm doing it different than I'm not using the PowerPoint today because I want to try a different approach. We're looking at page 240 at the top. You see modifying comparatives.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, these are some changes that we can make to our sentences by adding much, a lot, far, or a little and a little bit. So let me show you first. So let me put something on the screen here because students get confused with this one a little bit. So let me give you a sentence. Okay, you guys know the word very, right?
Right.
Very is a way of adding a degree, like a lot of something. Very tired, very tall, very small, okay? So we use very with adjectives,
Yes.
right? Very strong or very tall. All right, so what do we do when we compare? If we want to compare two people who are strong, can we use very? What do you think?
No.
Okay, are you sure? What does everybody else think? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying what everybody else thinks.
I think can.
Um,
I talk with another pupil. He very strong that I compare with the two already.
Okay,
I
look at
think
these.
no. Very cannot
No, can
describe
she very taller.
comparative adjectives.
Okay, so
She
Fei Young and Walter, you say for sure no. And you guys are correct. If we say she's very taller than me, no, that is not correct. So we cannot use very with a comparative, okay? Even with not, she's not very taller than me. No, we cannot do this either, okay? So you guys are correct. The problem is with the word very. Very can only be used with a regular adjective if we're giving a description. She is very tall. That's good. She is not very tall. That's good. But when we use the comparison with er and then it becomes wrong to use very. Okay, so we got that settled. The question is, how do we use, like, how do we show a degree? If we can't use very, what can we use?
Much.
Much.
Yes. So can someone change the sentence, the first sentence, and use much?
She is much taller than me.
Yes. Good. She's much taller than me. Okay. What about the second one with the not?
She's not much taller than me.
Yes, that's one way to do it. Is there another way? What about using a little bit?
She's not.
He's a little bit shorter than me.
So she's not much taller than me. What that means is she is taller than me, but just maybe
She-
one inch.
She's a little bit taller
She's a
than me.
little bit shorter
Here.
than me.
Very good. Very good. So these two right here have the same meaning. She's not much taller than me. That means maybe 1 inch. She's a little bit taller than me. That's the same meaning. Maybe just 1 inch. Okay. Same. Okay. So that's that one. Now let's try one with an adverb because these are adjectives. Okay, we've tried them with the comparative adjectives. Let's try one with an adverb. So remember your adverbs are on page 235. You've got some examples there. Let me give you an example sentence and you guys are going to help me put in an adverb. Let's see. I'm typing it here, guys. Sorry, just wait a second.
Look like I ride a car slowly, then Walter.
Okay, look at this one on the screen. I'm using an adverb, right? I could say she paints very beautifully. Very beautifully. That would be a good sentence. But I want to use an adverb in a comparison. Okay. So remember, we just said if we're using comparison, we want to use much. So is this okay? She paints much beautifully than me.
No,
Okay, what's wrong?
much.
Much.
So what do I need to do?
She paints more beautifully than me.
But what if I want to emphasize, like I want to show the degree of a lot, right?
Much more.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the good thing is that you noticed we're missing something. Something was wrong. Yeah, we have to put more in here. Much more beautifully than me. Why do we need to have more in this one? Because we didn't put more with the taller.
Because it's an adverb there and the word ends with ly.
Okay, you're getting closer. The reason is because it's a longer adverb. Okay,
Longer.
look in the box where it says letter E. Anne drives much more carefully than she used to. You see that? Because yeah, we have an adverb that ends in ly. It's a longer adverb. We've got to use the more with it. Okay.
So
Mhm.
because more than one syllable, right?
Yeah, more than one syllable. let me give you an example with, this is true for adjectives too, if they're longer. She is much more beautiful than me. Okay, this is a correct sentence. The reason I need more is because beautiful is longer. It's a long adjective. So it is okay in English to have much and more next to each other, okay? And then you put the long adjective, or you can, on the left side, I use the adverb. Both of these need to use with, you need to have the more. And Amani, do you have a question? Amani, did you raise your hand? Oh, we still can't hear you. It's like you're there, but you're not. Okay. You can type in the chat box if you want, Amani, since your reception is bad. Okay. Look at the chart on page 235 again. Maybe I can help explain this a little bit more. Page 235, and look on the right side where you see, look where it says more and most.
More
More
and
and
most.
most. There's two notes. Actually, there's three that you can see here. With it says more and most are used with long adjectives.
Yes.
That's why she is much more beautiful than me. I use the more, right? I'm using more because it's comparative and it's a long adjective. Now go down a little bit more on page 235. More and most are used with adverbs that end in ly. Adverbs that end in ly. If they end in ly, they will have two or more syllables. Let me give you another example with adverb. Let's see. I'm giving you one with the ly, the shorter adjective, adverb. It's a little bit shorter, but it still has two syllables. She sings more quietly than me. You can also add much if you want, much more quietly. So we're using more with the adverbs because it ends with ly. And we also use more with adjectives that are longer. Okay, so let's practice. Let's see if you, the way that we know if you got this is you can do the sentences correctly. So let's look at exercise 19, page 240. And let's see, Fei Young, do you have your book there? Are you able to see page 240?
Yes. Yes. I
Okay,
have.
so Fei Young, you're going to do number 3 on exercise 19.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're adding either very much, a lot, or far. Much is the same as a lot or far for this, okay? So a lot more beautiful or far more beautifully, it's the same as much. So add it in, and then let me clear this out, and you're going to put your sentence up here on the screen, okay? So we can check the grammar with you. Exercise 19. So Fei Young is going to do number 3. And Walter, I want you to do number 4. You're going to write it up here on this, on the whiteboard. And 2, you can do number 5.
Okay.
So 3, 4, 5. And then Amani, if you're able to, you can do number 6. question mark for Amani. We're not sure if he has enough reception. So what we're doing is we're adding in one of these adverbs, either very or much. You might have to add more in there if you've got a long adjective or an adverb that ends in ly. Okay, good. And yeah, let's try to make these comparatives if we can. Yeah, so Fei Young, good. I'm glad you added the comparative there. I'm trying to find out whose house has got noise going on in the background. I think it's Fei Young. Yep, it's Fei Young. Somebody's working back there. Okay, I just muted all your microphones, so it's quiet. Okay, so let's look at these together. Fei Young did number 3, and he added in much. An airplane is much faster than a train. Much faster than a train. Okay, what do you think, class? Is he missing anything, or does he have everything here?
It has everything there.
Yep, he's got everything. So that's correct. Good job, Fei Young. We've got the subject and verb, and then we've got much with a comparative adjective. Yes. Okay, let's do number 4, and this was this 2 or Walter? No, Walter.
Yes.
Yeah, Walter. Okay, so taking an airplane is much faster than driving. That is correct. Good job. And 2, you did number 5. Learning a second language is much more difficult than learning chemistry. What is that? Formulas? Chemistry formulas. Okay. Yes, very good. Once again. So this time you used more before difficult. And why did you do that too? Why did we have to put more before difficult? 2. Wait, we can't hear you yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I talk a lot.
I know you're talking. I muted your microphone earlier.
Yes, I use the more before difficult because the difficult the long adjective,
Yeah, good.
and use the much before the more to much more difficult.
Good, much more difficult. Good job. Okay. And Amani is not here, but number 6, yeah, that's actually a lot like your sentence too. We can add much more difficult. Yeah, so much more difficult. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
my question is number 6. I don't do number 5. Yeah. The same.
that's okay. That's okay. We got some good examples here. Okay, we're almost done. So let's go to section 9.6 with the not as and less as. Okay, this is how we are going to show a lesser degree. Okay, so when we use the not as, I can use that with these adjectives like tall, big, I'm just giving you some examples here. And then, is that the same as less? What do you guys think? By looking really quickly at this chart, we have less and we have not as. Is that the same meaning?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of basically the same meaning. It's a lesser degree, right? Because very and much, that's a bigger, a greater degree of something. But less and not as means less of a degree, lower. So can we use these the same in the same way? So let me put an example sentence. She doesn't work as hard as me. He doesn't work as hard as me. That means I work harder. That's what it means, okay? Because I have the not as, so that means me is more and she is less. So is this a good way that we can use the not as? What do you think? Is this correct? I'm using the not with as. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. What about with less? How can I use less?
She works less harder than me.
Less
Okay.
hard.
She works less hard than me.
I think so.
This is the tricky part. Remember I said we're going to get into some really specific things. Look at the middle of the box. It says less and not as. Okay, so either one, less or not as, are used with adjectives and adverbs of more than one syllable. So if we want to use less, we need to use an adjective that's going to be long, like expensive. Expensive. Yeah, we can use less with this one. We're not going to use less hard. Like she works less hard than me. We just don't say it. It's just kind of like it sounds like it would be correct, but it's just not what we use. If we have a small adjective like tall, big, hard, or adverb, in this case it's used as an adverb. If we have these short ones, yeah, we're just going to use not as. So she doesn't work as hard as me. That's going to be how we say that sentence. Okay? If we have a longer adjective or adverb, then we have a choice. I don't know why this is in English. You know, why do we have a choice? And, you know, it's just the way English is. Maybe because with the longer adjectives we use more, like more expensive, right? My ring is more expensive than your ring. Maybe because we're using more, we can also use less, but this is where we have an option. So here's an example with the not as, okay? My ring is not as expensive as your ring. Okay, so that's one option. But because we have a long adjective, we can also use less. My ring is, and how do we say it?
My ring is less expensive than your ring.
Very good. Good. So we have an option to use not as or to use the less. And we have to use than, so don't forget that. Okay? So that is a little bit confusing, but I'm just kind of explaining the rule to you in a different way. Let's think of another longer adjective, and you guys are going to help me make a sentence, okay? What about wonderful? Wonderful as an adjective. Can we use less in a sentence?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's long. We also have an adverb we can use. Diligently. Diligently is an adverb. We can use either less in a sentence, or we can use the not as. So here's the easy way to remember. If you're confused, like, I don't know if I can use less, just use not as, because you can use that for any of these. But let's go ahead and practice since we're here.
She's gone, right?
She's coming back. She's reconnecting.
Yeah.
The teacher not here.
No,
She's not
she's
here. So the teacher not here. So we can do everything.
yes.
Maybe
How are
we
you
have
doing? How are you doing? Two and water.
Yes,
I'm
everything.
doing well.
Water.
You're lazy at home. How are
Yeah.
you?
Lazy at home.
What?
Yeah, me too.
It's raining the whole day, and it's
Yesterday,
cooler.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
morning I go do exercise. Oh my gosh, very cool.
Where are you from, guys? Where are you living here?
I live
I live
in
in South
Bristol.
Arlington.
Arlington.
I,
Oh, you are near me.
I live in North
So
Richland Hill, next to the
where
Northeast
do you
Mall.
need where do you
Say it
need
again.
water?
Euless.
Useless, I know about that. Too close with me.
Oh,
Highway
You know the
360.
Northeast Mall, Northeast Campus.
Yeah, I
Yes,
usually go there, the Northeast campus.
but this
I'm taking
time,
this class with Hana because it's online, and the Northeast is not doing this class.
Hey guys,
yes,
I'm
that's
back.
the same with me.
yes,
Okay.
I'm
yes.
back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn my video
Welcome
off.
back. Yeah, welcome back.
My whole computer
Goodbye.
turned off. Like my whole computer just shut down completely. So
Computer is
Oh,
tired.
whatever Amani is doing over there, I think it's contagious because now my computer's out.
So
So
you're telling us it's
yeah,
his
go ahead.
fault.
Tell me what you said. Mhm.
You're telling us that it's his fault, right?
Yes, he spread a virus somehow through all of this.
oh.
That was so funny. That's never happened to me before. Just the whole thing just went black.
That
Did you guys
we call a doomgram.
a doomgram?
Doomgram, yes.
What is
Okay,
that?
did anybody come up with some example sentences with wonderful or diligently? Anybody have some ideas?
Wonderful. Um,
I have
The weather in
most wonderful life
okay.
Well, we
The
will
weather.
use less.
my country.
the movie wasn't as wonderful as I think.
as I thought it would be.
Yes. Yes.
The
You're right.
movie was not as wonderful as I thought it would be. That is really good for using not as. Can we use less? Can you put less in that sentence?
Yes, the weather in Texas in summer is less wonderful than the weather in winter.
Yes, good. Less
Good.
wonderful than, yeah.
Thank you.
Or we can say not as wonderful as. So those two have the same meaning, less wonderful than or not as wonderful as. Good job, guys. Okay, we are sort of running out of time here. So I think what we'll do is we'll just continue next week. But so I'm going to modify the homework a little bit for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to squeeze in some more stuff next week. So homework is going to be
Okay. Homework.
exercise 17 and 19, and let's see. And we'll do a listening too. We'll do exercise 23. 17, 19, and 23. And I do have a discussion board assignment that I posted in our folder, but that will be due next Friday on September 18th. But if you want to, you can go ahead and get in there and try that.
Pardon? What did you say
About what?
about
Discussion board?
opponent or discussion board?
I said that I posted the discussion board. Wait, did I post it or was that another class? Anyways, I will post the discussion board. We're going to practice using some of these comparative forms, but that's not due until next Friday, the 18th. Basically, this week, you just need to do exercise 17, 19, 23, and then all of you have done your chapter 8 test, so you're good with that. So you don't need to do anything really as far as testing. So I think that's it. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now we'll do that next week. Yeah, we have to stop here since we ran out of time. So this is going to be it. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Why
guys.
you aim
Take
this way
care.
to repeat my
Bye.
voice?
See you later.
See you later. Have a
Bye-bye.
good weekend. Bye bye.